Hi guys. So today I'm going to show you the PPF. So PPF, as I discussed in my last video, paint protection film. It is a clear vinyl wrap that goes over the paint and it protects it, paint protection film, from rock chips, from abrasions, from being etched by bugs or stains or different things like that. So it is a plastic film that is designed to protect the paint. And in my last videos, I prepped the car, I got it all polished up, cleaned everything up as good as I possibly could, got all the scratches and everything out of it from the factory, and as ready as it could be for the PPF. So we're going to talk about today the actual installation, how it went, my experience with it, what I spent, and how I feel about it now that it's been done. And it's actually been done for about 3 weeks. I wanted to give it a little bit of time before I did this video just so that I could be honest and give you my true experience. So first off, the areas that we got paint protection film installed on. So we did the hood, this entire area, both headlights. We did both mirrors, both A-pillars, the front of the roof back to here, and then down the side of the vehicle we did a section here that fills in this whole duct area, because this is actually a live duct that goes into my tires. And we did down the bottom of the door what they would call the rocker panel, from here all the way across to the back door, all the way down. On the front of the vehicle, on the bumper, we did this section here that's green. We did the green across the center. We did that as well. And we did this whole black insert here. So this kind of area here with this line in the middle and these ducts all the way over to here. And also, of course, the hood scoop into there. So it's a lot of PPF. Big portion of the car was done. And I think that it came out excellent. He did a great job. He's very, very high level of attention to detail, perfectionist. I enjoyed working with him. There are a couple of spots that you'll see where there are imperfections. He pointed those out and was very upfront and honest about them. So there is one. Geez, I'm having trouble finding it. There's one right here that you can see at an angle. So right here where my finger is, there is a small speck where there's like a little tiny air bubble around a piece of dust. And there are 4 of those. And I came to pick the car up and he showed them to me. We have 4 spots where there are imperfections. And he worked really hard to try to make it so that it was as perfect as possible. Obviously, it's really, really hard to get it to be perfect. This hood was very difficult. Normally on a car, you've got hoods that are a flat section where there's a cut here, like where my hand is. So the hood is a flat section. It might have a bump for something like a hood scoop, but this has a depression, a scoop. It has the whole headlight assembly and all the way over into the side, and you're basically wrapping the fenders and the hood at the same time instead of getting to wrap the fenders independently of the hood. So this would have similar curves and body lines to something like a Porsche, except there's no breakup in the center on the Mini like there is on the Porsche, where the fenders stay and the hood opens in the center. These down the side were actually custom cut by him. So he cut these by hand, the rest were machine cut. I really like what he did here. This is a thicker PPF, so it's a couple mils thicker. I believe this is a 10 mil and this is 6. So he went a little bit thicker on these because these are designed to absorb rock chips that are coming off of the tires. As you can see, the tires, obviously I went with an aftermarket wheel and tire combo. I'm a little bit further out from the car than the factory is, but even the factory tires stick out a bit from the wheel wells because the wheel wells kind of cut in around the back of the tires. On the front of the car, I mean, it looks excellent. He did a fantastic job. Like I said, it took him about 2 days to get this done. The first day he was able to get the hood and the green sections down here done, and that took almost the whole first day. And then, and he did a little bit on the rocker panels on the side. And on the second day, he did the mirrors, the A-pillars, the roof, and the rocker panels. When I say 2 days, these were solid days. So I was dropping the car off around 8:30 a.m. He gets there at 8, opens at 8:30, and I was picking the car up around 5, 6, somewhere in that neighborhood. Sure, he ate a lunch, you know, but realistically, it was 16, 17 hours worth of work that he spent on the car. And that being said, I feel as though he undercharged me a little bit because it was about $2,100 to get all that I got done. He originally quoted me $1,800. The $1,800 did not include anything on the rocker panels, the ducts, or the roof. So it ended up being $21. I threw him a tip as well. You know, I'm really, really happy with the way the car came out and also his attention to detail. He was appreciative of the fact that the car came clean. He said it's one of the cleanest cars that he's worked on. Usually dealerships and people bring him, here's my Tesla, and it's covered with scratches and swirls, and he's PPFing over the top of that, and the PPF hides some of the imperfections, but not all of them. Now, majority of what he does is actually Tesla and Porsche. We have a local Porsche dealership that sends all of their business to him, but he does a lot of Teslas. So Tesla Model 3s, Model Ys, X's, S's, all of them. And he actually does those mobily. So he'll come to your house if you have a garage and he'll do your Tesla in your garage. He can pretty easily get a Tesla done in a day. A Mini is a little bit more complicated. It takes a little bit more time. Also, he doesn't work with them as often. So there's probably some tips and tricks and different things like that that he'll pick up for the next one. Like one of the examples, he had some difficulty on the back side of the hood here with the edges, and I just happened to stop by to see how he was doing. It was lunchtime, just checked in, and you know, he mentioned to me, he's like, yeah, I'm having a little bit of difficulty with this edge, keeps pulling dust out from under this, and I was like, well, you can actually remove this, and I showed him how to take this off, because this unsnaps, starting in the center, you can work your way out, and then it hooks on the edge, and this whole chrome section pops off. So once you remove that, it was actually a lot easier. So just certain things like that, knowing the cars will help you to do a faster job, or maybe learn from whatever happens. You learn from your mistakes, just in general. I don't want to say mistake. Mistake is a bad word. He didn't do any mistakes. He actually did an excellent job. Super happy. Already recommended him to several other people. Like, he did a really, really good job. But I've got to say, now that the car has PPF on it, I'm a lot more comfortable driving it. I don't worry about, you know, people cutting in front of me, because it has adaptive cruise, right? So here's the thing that happens in California. It probably happens everywhere, but I'm going to say this happens in California. You're in the passing lane. Everybody drives in the passing lane, first of all. But I'm in the passing lane. I've got my cruise control set at 85 miles an hour. The car in front of me is doing 67, so it's following the car in front of me. There's a reasonable gap between me and the car in front of me because the car makes that happen with the adaptive cruise. Somebody ducks in front of me, ducks in front of me, ducks in front of me, and my car backs off, backs off, backs off. And the truth of the matter is, I've got my cruise set at 85. If this guy in front of me would just move out of my way, I'd be gone. But I'm not, because he won't move. So then you have to play this game. Do I stay close enough to this person in front of me that people next to me aren't going to duck in between me and him and continuously back me off, which every single time they do it throws rocks at your car as they go over the lane divider, or they maybe go into the shoulder slightly when they, you know, when they merge lanes. You know, so do you stay close enough to the person in front of you to keep that from happening? Well, then you're raising the likelihood of having rock chips from the person in front of you, right? So it's just this game, this fine line that you kind of have to find in driving. And I'm probably more aggressive than average. There are people that are less aggressive than average. It frustrates me being in their passenger seat. And that doesn't mean that my way is the right way. But with this, I can come up and be close to somebody. I can stay back. I can be comfortable with whatever. And realistically, the only part of the car that isn't protected from rock chips, I mean, obviously the roof and, you know, the sides and some stuff like that, but the pieces that are impact areas are always going to be the front portion of the car. You look at this Mini next to me, there are chips in the roof, there are chips in the windshield, and there are chips in the hood and front bumper. Most of them are in the front bumper. So, you know, from my perspective, that's what I wanted to protect. I wanted to reduce 90% of the rock chips, not 100% of the rock chips, because 100% of the rock chips would cost me $7,000 to have this whole car wrapped, and it would have to be there for a week. And I'm not going to spend $7,000 on a $50,000 car to have it wrapped, as strange as that sounds. But this will protect me from a majority of the rock chips. It'll keep the front looking great for a long, long time. And like I mentioned, it's 6mm PPF. The edges came out really great, so I'll show you that. He wrapped the edges all the way around, so there's a little bit, like a ½ an inch all the way down this edge, all the way around the hood. You can see like right to my fingernail here. Same thing on the headlights. He kind of wrapped these around to the rubber gaskets that are here. And yeah, I mean, so there's a little bit of an edge that's kind of underneath here. There is some exposed metal like in these corners and stuff where there are relief cuts in the PPF from the template, you know, because you're cutting PPF on like a plotter with a knife. But yeah, I mean, it came out really, really great. He did have to hand cut around, you know, these windshield washer sprayers and a couple other areas, and you know, he did an excellent job. I can't see any scratches or problems with the vehicle. The vehicle came back clean every time I had him work on it. You know, it wasn't like one of those things where I brought it back and it's like there's all this overspray all over the car from him pressure washing it and stuff. Like, he's very good about keeping it clean, being meticulous, keeping his area clean, and that's really the way that you get the best job with the PPF. Keeping the dust down and keeping everything clean, your area, your car, everything that you're working on. So he did an excellent job, really happy with it. Like I said, it took about 2 days, but I think it came out really great. And my own idiosyncrasies are a little bit easier to keep in check, knowing that the car now has PPF on it. And I've driven the car more since I got it PPF'd, like more often than I did in the entire time before it was done. So yeah, you know, I'm super happy with it. So that's it for today. I appreciate you watching. On the next video, I'm going to be doing a ceramic, well, on the next video, I'm going to be doing a first wash with the PPF installed. And I already did that video because I wanted to do this video and I didn't want to talk about the PPF with the PPF all dirty. So the next video will be a first wash with the PPF installed, what it's like to actually clean a PPF'd car. And then the one after that is going to be on the ceramic coating the PPF, because now that the PPF is on, we're going to put a ceramic coating over the top of it just so that it has the same hydrophobic properties and the same slickness as the rest of the car that I ceramic coated. And we're also going to do one on the interior. Hey, you got your brand new car, the interior should be clean. No, it's not. And we'll talk about that and you know, some things that you can do to make the interior clean and keep it as nice as possible for as long as possible. So thank you for watching. Have a great day.